Are you announcing? It's time for me to say hello. Hello, guys and gals, animal friends and spirit pals. Welcome to the Spirit Whisper channel. Buttercup's saying something too. She said, "Hi, I'm full assassin press. Can I have a kiss?" All right, so go there. What's the matter? You gonna sit up here? Or you gonna go get something? Somebody out there bugging? And there's Alaska, of course. Both my girls are here. The cats are out in the yard because it looks like it might be a rain coming. So they're soaking up a little sun before that. How's everybody doing? Happy Saturday. Oh, I have rain coming. Yeah, I feel it because it's been cloudy all day, but I figured it's coming again. Cincinnati too is getting it. Let's hope we don't have one of those horrific flash floods like in Texas and New Mexico. Speaking of those flash floods, that was just what? When I was looking at it, I saw like that one house just going down the river, and there were people in the house, like in the front door, like, and there they went their house. Oh, Lord, it was a lot. But, not to be like, a fear monger or anything like that, but the truth is the Mother Earth's going through a lot, and it's reflected in the weather. And I don't know, Pam's been telling me some while, water, and flood. So we may have more instances of that kind of thing, where all of a sudden, just raining and a flood. I know it sounds weird, because when he said that to me before, I was like, "Oh, you mean like on the coast and stuff?" And you go, "Well, yeah, that too," but no, I'm talking like in the middle of the country and stuff like that. And it's really funny too, because right after Texas and New Mexico, then I saw, you probably saw it too. It's funny, like when I do a reading on something or something comes into my attention, you guys probably have this experience. All of a sudden, a story about it will come into my awareness. It's very weird. So anyway, I was on YouTube, and the first thing I saw was China. And I clicked on that, and the next day, China had like the exact same kind of flood there, where it just poured rain. The rivers went crazy, flooded everything, washed all the cars, houses. And like when I saw the footage, it looked like exactly the same, as in Texas. Horrifying. The one difference in China was also a dam burst. And so it was, they didn't have that in Texas. Anyway, I think we might be seeing more of those kind of floods. Oh, Lord. That's why it's not nice to fool with Mother Nature, because you really can't beat her. So you might as well join her, take care of her, love her. Hi, Telltale. Telltale. Okay. See, lots of questions. So we'll be getting to those. I don't have any whisperer tipperers to thank today. You guys don't love me. But, I'll get on. I'll just keep going. I do want to make one quick announcement. Now, a couple of weeks ago was my anniversary on the summer solstice. And I did a giveaway for anybody that watched that. And I gave away, quite a few things. Some green mans and some tarot cards. Now, most people got back to me, but there's a couple, 4, who did not. So 2 people that got drawn for green men, who I guess they didn't watch the drawing video that I made and where I announced who won. So they never got in touch with me. So if you're out there, this will be my one and only search for you. Mary B was drawn, and so was Teresa Amendola. Teresa Almondola. Oh, Pippi, you got yours yesterday? Good. That went pretty quick. Because I've had a few people tell me, oh, yeah, I got mine. So the mail did pretty good. And I paid for the cheapest shipping because the shipping is a fortune. It's like, well, I don't want to pay quadruple what the item is to ship it. But anyway. So I'm glad you got it. Yay! Hope you liked it. Yay! So those two didn't contact me about their green manses because you need to contact me at my email address, which is listed in the box below, to give me your address so I can mail it to you. So that's Mary B. and Teresa Amendola. Now, similarly, two people also got drawn to get tarot cards, and it's the real life tarot. It's a picture deck, and two people didn't get in touch with me for that. That's Lady Luck. Lady Luck. You'll be even luckier if you get in touch with me. And Barb Wheel. Get those wheels a rolling and send me an email. Now, Gina just posted. Oh, she posted my PayPal account. That's good too. But also, you want to email me at spiritwhisper88@gmail.com. All righty. So, I'm not going to do that. You know, you have to be watching the channel and give me a call. Give me an email. All righty. Let's move to some questions that y'all been starring for me. Okay. Do I want to say a few howdies? I think I do, and then I'll get to questions. Hi, Gina. Thanks for being here. I know you're not feeling well. COVID. If you pass out, we'll understand. If you need to lay down. If you need to lay down, lay down, lay down. There's Bright Shiny Ray. Hi, Ray. Let me do a couple shout outs. Hi, Lane. You guys are talking, and I love it. Angela Locke. Hi, Angela. Aurelia's here. Krista McCracken. Krista is close to me. She's in Cincinnati. And Kirsten Johnson's here. Fran's here. Namira. Hi, Namira. Cynthia Rose. Susanna Yiko. Oh, Susanna. Yiko, come to me. Aurelia. I already said Aurelia. Blessed Bee. That's a B-E-E. We do need to bless the bees. Gigi's unhinged. So, of course, she'd be here with me. Look at that cute little kitty cat. Little cute tiger cat. Little gray tigger. Very cute. Miss Mims is here doing her job like she's supposed to be. Thank you, Miss Mims. Jill McCracken. Jill McCracken had a farm. Who else? Why isn't my thing scrolling? Okay. Mara Malley. Hi, Mara Malley. Mara Malley lives in the valley. No. Pippi long stocking. Kathleen Cadra. I hope I said that right. Bright Shiny Ray. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Japan. Ooh. Yeah, Japan's going through all the earthquakes and the volcanoes. After I did my reading this week, on the taped video, and they were talking about volcanoes again, because for some reason that's up. And then afterwards, I did a little bit of research and looked up some because I don't really think about it normally. But I started doing some reading, and of course, I don't know. So my attention was pulled towards Mount Rainier. So I'm wondering if that's the one they're talking about. It hasn't gone off in like 1,000 years or something. Um, but it feels like that, one that's going off for the first time in a long time, like that kind of thing. So let's hope not. But when I was looking up in that area and I looked at like, Mount St. Helens, well, I get that they're all got something going on with them, but that, and you might sort of expect it with Shasta and St. Helens, maybe not Shasta necessarily, but I don't know. I'm kind of going towards that other one, and it's awful big. Rainier is gigantic. Had enough. The thing about that volcano too is it's covered in ice and snow, and just a lot of hot energy, not even erupting, but just in there churning and everything, can make all that ice and snow just melt like instantly and come flying down the hill like, flood with mud and ice and snow. So that's the thing about that one. Hattie Nuff's here. Cynthia Rose is here. Jill McCracken. Cicero. Earth Mama. Diva. Those are two good names to have together. Diva and Earth Mama. Wickie, 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 Wickie's here. Suzanne Grigsby. Claudia Sherman. Leslie's here. Dancing Blue, Eliza Bassett, Nancy Sabo. Okay, let's get working. Leanne Olson. But now we got upwards to 30 questions. I better get going. Moonstone Girl. I was already on today once. I read with Sun Psychic Jean today. So I'm trying to get up a wind for second wind. Leanne Olson, did I say you? Yeah, Leanne Olson. Sherry Holman. Oh, I'm sorry about Pumpkin. That's one of my cats' names, Pumpkin. Mira. Hi, Mira. Mira, a mermaid. All right. Here we go. Now let's move over to the question screen and get it going. Let me roll down to the bottom, too, where I'm in the current chatterbox. Kentucky Buck. Janet D.C. Sean Mueller. Linda Kelzer. Tiffany Henderson. Lisa Hiltz. Daisy Brock. Roller Girl. Nathan Baker. Hi, Nathan. I can't get to the bottom now because of all you lovely personages here. Hi, Paul. Paul Free. Karen Russell. Yeah, I know. I know, because as soon as I went to look about it, then I saw that report that's currently happening. I went, oh, okay. That's ringing a little too close. Melinda Pie. Like a big pizza pie. It's Melinda. Maria Coots. Well, I can't get to the bottom. I'm having a hard struggle Go, go, go. Keep going, keep going. Okay, there I go. Now I'm at the bottom. Now let's move over to the question screen. So I want to call your name, particularly if you have a personal question. I need you to be here for the reading. That's just the way it works. I know. That's the way it goes. So love and light. Are you here? Say hello. Um, who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? Sylvia Hanks. Say hello. And then um, Mike Berry. All right, there's the first three names. Hi, Terry Shayna. Hi, Christine R. Um, yes, alarming. 400. They're like kind of ongoing. All those little quakes at Rainier. So that's the thing. And also, just because the lava's not coming out the top doesn't mean it's not all boiling in there. Thus, global warming. I really think, that's the thing. I'm also wondering now if maybe all these recent volcanoes, if they might have something to do with all the rain we've been having. It's just nonstop raining, or it's either cloudy or raining every single day. So Mike said hi, Sylvia said hi. Okay, so we'll start with you two. All righty. Because I also said Sylvia Hanks, right? Okay, so we'll start with Mike. Will my hip and leg operation be a success? Well, let's hope so. Let me see here. Uh, Now, before we get to all these medical questions, I'm sure you guys know I'm no doctor. So, they're the ones to, talk to. I know you've already talked to your doctor because you're going to have this surgery. So I'm not saying that to you in particular. All righty. Just in general. Remember that. So I'm trying to say which cards do they want me to read with for this question. Okay. These ones. I think yes. There's a period of inactivity. Inactivity, a period afterwards. Are you having it hip and leg? Are you just having one side? The hip and the leg, is it the same side, I'm hoping? I feel like it'd have to be, or they won't do them both. You'll be laid up a bit. It'll be achy. Take your medicine. Do what they tell you. I feel like it's going to go pretty good. Now, just a little thing I always do, and I think it helps. I check in with higher power and I ask if they would, take the time to watch over me during the procedure, and also if they would be so kind as to watch over the surgeons and, anesthesiologists, nurses, all that, just so that they're on their game and, they're alert and doing what they know to do. You just kind of align it and say, this is going on. Would you guys step in and be with me during that? Let me pull a couple cards. That is what I'm hearing in my brain. So that, when I first read your questions, Spirit says stuff about it. And that's in my brain. It's like I always have like my inner ear tuned to the right, it seems like, and it comes in through that way. Is it already scheduled? Mike, Barry. Yeah, it'll go fine. The only thing I'm wondering, there could be a, it's not scheduled. Oh, okay. So you haven't scheduled it yet. Yeah. I just saw a little bit of scheduling thing, but that's what you're talking about. Okay. Um, so it'll lay you up. So there's going to be some weeks where you're not going to be running, a marathon or anything. You're going to have to be pretty stationary. You have to go through, the old rehab. Um, but in the end, it'll be better. They've gotten doctors and surgeons, they've gotten pretty good with this surgery. I've known quite a few people with the leg and hips and stuff, and it goes pretty good. Um, there may be like they might schedule it and then have to change. So you might think you're going one, and they might change it to a few days later or something. But if they do, that's okay. Don't think of it as a bad thing. That just means the schedule needed to change for whatever reason. So that might happen. So yeah, but that's not a bad sign. That means, oh, we're just making sure everything's lined up. So I think it'll go well, um, as well as can be. Now, of course, as soon as we start cutting on the body does tend to go, ow, that hurt. Um, what the heck? So it'll probably be saying that afterwards. So you could even do this. Here's a weird idea, but something that might work. You could just sit quietly, close your eyes, and talk to your body and just say, look, this is what we're going to do. Ultimately, to make you feel better. Just wanted to put you on notice so you know it's coming. And we want to go through it and heal and get back to balance. So would you please support me in that? There you go, dear. Thank you for the question. Now, got that one. Now, we never heard back from Love and Light, um, but I did see Sylvia came in. So after Sylvia, let's go to Kabab. Kabab. Oh, did I start Sylvia's question? No. Let's go back to, there we go. There we go. There we go. Now back down to the bottom. You're welcome, Mike. Um, well, my niece, I guess that first part's supposed to say question, helped me without asking. And did I do the right thing giving her my house? Sylvia, what's your niece's first name? Hi, Bob. You're next. Angela. Thanks, Sylvia. Yeah, there's a lot of questions, guys. I'll just do my best. It's going to be kind of random, though. I try to mix it up with new people and people who've been here for a long time. I try to, mix it all up and be as fair as I can. All right. Well, I feel like this is what I'm hearing. She seems kind of young and, yeah, Angela, and scattered a little bit. Uh, like, these days you feel busy even if you're not. So, it might not, you might need to call her and say, hey, I was wondering if you could help. She will gladly do it. I feel like she's all willing and everything, but she might not think about it on her own or offer it. Maybe not. But it doesn't feel like it would be because she's trying, to diss you or anything. It's more like scatterbrained kind of thing. It's almost like, sure, Auntie. Yeah, sure. I'll be there. Thanks for letting me know, kind of a thing. And you want to know, did I do the right thing giving her my house? Well, try not to make her feel like she's obligated or that the only reason I gave you my house is so that you would take care of me, even, if that's in there. But, you don't want like constant reminders of that. But, she's grateful for that gift. Like she knows it was a gift and you didn't have to do it. Uh, so, she feels a sense of gratitude and love. So focus on that energy. Are you still in the house? Or did you move to a smaller place? So you're in the house with them. Okay. Well, it's like an adjustment period. She's grateful. She is in it, like, it's sort of an agreement, and she's uh, wanting to do her part. She wants to be helpful. She's there with like a helpful hand. Inheritance, right. Gotcha. Um, but she kind of needs to be reminded, gently reminded, or, ask. She's the kind of to inherit. Gotcha. She has to be kind of reminded. Then she's fine with it. But she's kind of a little bit maybe you won't agree, but it feels like she's a little absent-minded. But it's not on purpose. Is there a, does your niece have a male or partner? Because he kind of figures in this a little bit too, I feel like, if there is one. In the end, as far as, you know, there's a little bit of a male kind of, not the most um, evolved. He's kind of, if if I'm getting this right, I feel like it might be her partner or something. You know him, but he can be a little um, kind of on the toxic masculinity side sometimes. She balances him, I feel like, if he's there. Yes, husband. Okay, gotcha. She balances his energy out. She's very connected to you, though. She likes you, loves you. Uh, I'm going to say that. But she's young and she's um, not super young, but she's, got her own family and responsibilities. So she has to kind of balance between the two. I get, though, that if she ever did anything that she wouldn't like to do something that hurt you, or she wouldn't like to deliberately hurt your feelings or treat you badly or anything like that. That would not be, I don't get that. Some simply positively me, not overly amount, but a little bit. And that's pretty true about most. When I say that too, they just act on like the masculine impulse and they don't include any balance in that. Yeah. I don't think you bother her, sweetie. I think she wants you to ask for what you need. If she doesn't realize it, she's she she has a sense of family to her. You're close. She feels close to you. Um, I don't I don't feel any resentfulness or anything like that. She's just doing the best she can, and sometimes she has, she kind of gets pulled from several different directions. I was going to say though, is if you thought about leaving as an inheritance, and it feels like of the choices, she's the best one for that. If you're going to do some family member, unless you were going to just leave it to charity or something. But it feels like she's the best candidate. All right. I hope that was helpful, kiddo. I really do, Sylvia. All right. Now we're moving on to T. Biles. Are you here? And then I said Kabab was next. Okay, so T. Biles after that. So now, hello. So Kabab, My son's girlfriend's family, my son's girlfriend's family felt when they were told by the vet they had to put their snuggly Kizzy down. So your son's girlfriend's family. And are traumatized in doing that. Yeah. Did they do the right thing for Kizzy? Is Kizzy okay? Will Kizzy come back? How and when? Okie dokie, little Kizzy Kiz. Yeah. Um, well, you guys know me that have been watching me for a while. You know my feelings kind of about euthanasia. It's not my first choice. Um, under special circumstances, it's a choice that I would do. Um, if it was some kind of they're bleeding internally, or they got hit by a car and yeah. But I don't really. Nah, 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 nah. I'm not so much a proponent of that. Um, when an animal is senior, or even sometimes if they're. Now, I don't really. I'm not here to really tell people what to do. You have to do what feels best for you. The reason I don't jump at that is the first choice. The reason I have kind of a little bit of a problem with it is all of a sudden it's it seems like that's the only choice. The only way an animal can transition and cross over when the end of their life comes is if it's artificially done. So putting poison into their body to kill them is, euthanasia. It's also artificial. So to me, the souls that are in cat and dog and other animal forms aren't that different than human souls. I feel about the same way with people, particularly when they're old. And because I can't tell you how many people euthanize their pets because they're old. And I just don't like it. Um, for the same reasons, I would not have said, would you euthanize my mom, my brothers, my partner? That, and they had illness. They were in the hospital. Um, my one brother had pancreatic cancer, which was just, his days were numbered. But I was said, well, just go ahead and euthanize him because I don't want to see him suffer or anything, or my mom or my partner. No, so that's not it. I also think that since the beginning of time, life gets to the point of transition and it transitions. Now, forever and ever, we did that without any doctors or vets. Um, I don't have anything against that. I just don't think it's always the answer to everything. It's kind of gotten it to this point just because of the way it's rampant. And like, I can't tell you how many times the comment is, well, my dog or my cat getting older. Is it time for me to make the decision? I'm like, there's no requirement. That's not a rule that euthanasia is the only way an animal can cross. I'm just saying that. So I would just caution everybody not to just grab onto that as a belief and say that's the answer. You know, it's you have to look at it individually, right, with each one. All I know is spirit knows how to transition, and it doesn't need a chemical to do it. Um, that's my opinion. I also feel like um, when animals get no, so for centuries and today, animals die on their own all the time. The universe knows how that works, and that's what happens. Animals too just have this thing of where they just move towards the next experience, and they don't have all this worry and fear. Man. Even, let's say, well, the vet diagnosed that they have cancer. It's the time to euthanize them. Well, they might have that, but they may not. It might not be, you know, affecting them in a way. It's not like they walk around uh, because the vet gave you this diagnosis. That doesn't mean the little animal walks around all day. I have cancer. I have cancer. I have cancer. They're just going on, living their life to the best they're able. Now, I wouldn't just run off at the mouth about this if I didn't have a lot of experience with it. So, you know me, I've had tons of animals at my house. I also took care of another several tons at the zoo and have been with many when it was time for them to cross. And trust me, the zoo believed euthanasia was the only way to go. So they euthanized everything right and left. A lot of times the animal wasn't even showing any symptom, but they had a test that said it. So, that kind of put a bad taste in my mouth. And then, I also had that experience where I was with a wild coyote who said she was wanting to cross over. She wondered if I would assist her in that. And I had that experience of the angel coming down and getting her and taking her soul and crossing beautifully. And it was all a lovely experience. I bawled my eyes out during it, but it was still the thing to do. And, Pan was all about it. And so I've had loads and loads of pets. One of my dogs had cancer, and this is in the beginning, I was worried that maybe she was, um, you know, in pain. Um, and so I convinced myself to take her. And so I did. And of course, she acted like she was perfectly fine. Her face was like, "What? Why am I here? I don't know." And they euthanized her. And it was not good for me. I just had wished that I just let her cross on her own. Now, that's just me. And that's also my own personal experiences, right, you guys? So I have a lot of evidence about that. So then, since then, lucky me, thank you, God, um, I've lost numerous pets. Um, and all of them, I've just allowed them to pass on their own. Now, I'm always there with them, I'm holding them. I always pray for guidance and assistance for it to be as easy and effortless as possible. And I just allow them to do it. And there's a few things that happen. Sometimes they might breathe hard, they might gasp a last breath. You might notice that it looks like they're not in their body because Penn has told me over and over they lift up. So even during, I think the same thing with people, even during those last moments, um, the soul is already um, disconnect, disconnecting from the body. So oftentimes that what looks like, oh, that looked scary or something, it's the body reaction. It's not really the soul. That's my opinion. And so every time I've done that, which has been a lot of times, it's always very, very emotional. Um, Not the easiest thing in the world. I don't love it. I had to do it a lot for animals at the zoo. Not because the zoo asked me to, but because Spirit did. And so for me, I like it. It's honoring them. It's honoring the universe that it knows how to birth and take life. So the reason I bring that up is, I'll hear people say, yeah, but Mark, um, my animal was really sick or whatever. Um, so let me say this. So since Pan worked on my brain and I did those things with zoo animals, and he talked to me about being a doula, which is when you with the soul, when it exits the body and it moves into the other world. I know there's people that do that for humans, but he said, and this is like the same thing with an animal. You're just with them. It's a very powerful experience that the animal has with the human because you're together in love. It's like the ultimate Demonstration of love. It's kind of like being with my partner when he died, holding him right there with him during the whole thing. It's that same thing. It's like honoring their soul. Now, you don't have to do it, it's a choice. But since I saw that, I began to go, oh, well, I like that better. And I believe that's an option. And maybe I would like that option. Let's say there's two options. One, I can euthanize them. Two, I can honor their transition and do it this way. Both ways are horrible and hard because who wants to say goodbye to their loved one? Nobody. It's really hard. But for me, in my soul, in my spirit, it felt better. And that's for me. Might not be for you, but I do like to present it. And the more then that I said, yeah, I like that, then that's the experience I have over and over. Because, it does reflect your belief system. So if you're that kind that says, I think the only way a pet can cross is with the euthanize it, then that will be your experience, most likely. Okay. So I just want to throw that out there. Now, having said that, animals want to live up to their owners' expectations of them. And they realize that it might be too hard for their owner to do that. So they go along with it. So I'm not trying to tell you guys that it's a mistake. You did what you did because that's what needed to be done in the moment. That was the tools, the information, the belief system. A lot of people pushing for that. I'm telling you, it's a fad almost. And whatever. Everybody gets to do what they want. I bring it up to let you know there's another option if you would like to look at it. That's all I'm saying. In the moment, you do what's best for you. The animal realizes that, and they go along with it. They don't go over there with a bunch of resentment or anything like that. They want you to do what best serves you, right? And if that makes their crossing easier, like some people, some family members can't be with somebody when they're crossing. That's just not for them. When my mom passed, two of my brothers just weren't. I was there, but they couldn't be. But that's different. Everybody's different. So I'm not trying to make anybody feel bad or think somebody made the wrong decision. I don't think they made the wrong decision. They made what was right for them at the time. My point is just to give you another viewpoint than you might have thought of before. That's all I'm trying to say. So when we get to this particular question, little pussycat isn't, up there. Oh, I had the worst owners. They did that. No, they're fine. They're on the other side. Sometimes, though, when you go away and you have that feeling, it's really hard on you, and you wonder, oh, is it right or right? I think that you're maybe open to this kind of message I just gave. And it's up to you to choose it or not, you guys. I'm not here to judge anybody or tell anybody what to do. I'm really not. And before I had my own personal experiences and gone through this time and time and time and time again, I didn't really even have an opinion, really, one way or another. But now I do. So let's look at the idea of, will Kizzy come back? Is that something? I know I went on a while about that, but it's something that preys on me. And I just feel like I'm supposed to present that. All right. So let's look at Kizzy. Is she thinking about coming back? Now, this just happened. Right. I mean, it's not been very long. When did you say? So I don't think it's been very long. How long has it been, Cobb? That's true too, Melody. Let's look at that. Some humans prefer that no one is around when they pass, perhaps the same with some cats. That's exactly true. But Now, of course, if there's a vet, that's someone being around, right? Cats, in particular, I've had this experience, and other animals, when they sense it's time for transition, they will go off by themselves to do it. One of my kitties, um, Astro, um, all of a sudden, I was telling, she was going off and stuff. And then I was sensing that, she didn't have a disease or anything, but she was just getting older and sensed that maybe she was, I don't know, I just felt like, oh, are we getting close? And then all of a sudden, she disappeared and from the house. And my first thought was, oh, she went off to die on her own because that is their instinct a lot. And I respect that. But I did sit down, get quiet, and do my telepathy with her and said, I respect your choice. And I want you to do the best choice for you. But also, I love you very much. And it would be at ease on my heart if you would pass with me. So I didn't have to wonder where you were and what happened to you. So if it would be okay with you and it served your spirit, I would like for you to come back. And then she came back and then she passed away that same day in my arms. Uh, but so I just say that because I know that is an instinct. And even with me asking her that, I made sure she knew it was her choice and I was okay either way. Okay. Yeah, this past week. I thought Cobbett was pretty recent. Yep, and some people like that too. And I'm not, again, there's just different things. And dying alone's not the worst thing in the world. What if you lived a really long time and you don't really have any family or anything and you just want to go to sleep? You don't want to do a big thing. Um, so it might be a little early to figure out, but my very first card, yeah. When my mom was in the hospital, I'd come here to Kentucky because she was sick, and she was in the hospital, and I went to see her and everything. I mean, I flew in and went to see her first thing. And then all of a sudden, the second day, she got on. She was just trying to make us all leave. She kept coming up with ideas of why we need to go do something or go to my brother or something. And she just kept trying to get us to leave. And so I did because I was going to take my brother home. And I did that, but I was like feeling like I needed to just go right back. So I dropped him off and then I came right back. And when I came back, she was in cardiac arrest and they were trying to revive her. But I know as well as anything, she sent us away because she didn't want us to be there. But I got back in time because I'm hard headed. I'm like, Mama, I appreciate it, but I'm going to be there. Yep. Well, my feeling is the little pussy puss isn't done with the family yet. So the very first card is this persistence, stay the course. Look, it's going, wait a minute, I'm looking at the house, the roof of the house. Yeah, I know, sweetie. And I'm not judging or anything, guys. You did what was best for you, okay? I just need to tell that story as many times as I want to, just to give people another option. All right. So even though he's up above the roof, or she, it's still focused on the home there, back at home. So it's been really quick. I mean, it's not been very long. But she's still thinking about looking down there. Now, give me one more outcome on this. Okay, yeah. All right, so I'm going to say a big old fat, yeah. Little puss is thinking about returning. So that's good news. And she aligned with you guys with the choice, and she's fine with that. She doesn't have any kind of, you know, nothing about it. She's fine. She's, it's like, that first card, I'm up over the house and I'm looking down at the roof because I'm up in heaven. Hey, wait a minute. I'm up here. I'm kind of up in the air. I'm in a little bit of a conundrum. What do I do? Um, I'm going to relax, have a short cat nap, and then it's on to the next manifestation. So they give me this card a lot when they're thinking about, I'm going to create the return. It's still in my mind. It's still, I'm going to manifest returning to my family that I liked. In particular, I can't remember in your original question, there's a younger person. Let's see, my son's girlfriend's family. There's one person that Kizzy's really connected to in particular. She's like a family cat, but she feels like she did some energy work with one family member in particular. So maybe somebody hadn't been feeling great or something. Yeah, but all the cards now are just all about, I'm going to stretch my limits, stretch the limits of people's belief systems. I can just come right back, be back on the floor playing. It's all about me. So it's not about replacing me with somebody else. It's about replacing me with me. It's all about me out. So I'm going to say, she just left. They can double back pretty quickly. But I'm going to say, how quickly are you thinking about Puss Puss? I don't know. It's like, I don't think she's going to stay on the other side. Uh, like it would be 4 weeks at the tops. Do you see her making an attempt or him to come back, uh, reincarnate like within a month? Yes. Does he want to come back as a kitten? As a kitten? Yes. It was kind of like waiting to see if there was some reason somebody didn't want him to be a kitten, but it looks like it'd be a kitten. And I would say, let's see, we're at the 12th of July. That you might be hearing about kittens or a kitten in August. Do you think he might make a return by August? Kizzy. Yeah. So go ahead and hold on to that. Put that in your brain cells. You can align with the universe, ask it to assist. Make sure you guys get connected easily and effortlessly. Then you don't have to do a lot about it. The universe will let you know. But I get a big oh yes on that. All right. Spent a lot of time on that question. Okay, let's move on. Um, Let me scroll down to the bottom, pick up some people from down there. Let's see. Oh, T. Biles. Thank you. Okay. And then Shelly D. And then Sage Burner. if you guys are here. Okay, so T Biles. Hello. Hi. Hi, T Biles. Will my husband get his disability? He's 59 and had a hip replacement. He's worked so hard. Thank you. Okay, let's see. Will he? T Biles, do you want to give me his first name? It always helps if I have a name. Mostly because there's a lot of you here at once and it just helps me narrow it down. Okay, Sage Burner, gotcha. Oh, his name is Mark? Well, I like him even better now. Um, how's Mark doing with this disability? He had a hip replacement. He's worked so hard to get his disability. Is he looking for temporary or permanent? I kind of get that. Like, that it might be like a temporary, is what I'm feeling like. Yeah, he's hoping for permanent, right? Well, they might balk at that at first. So it looks like they're trying to decide, but 60 hours wait for it, yeah. But there's, they're wondering about permanent. Let's see here. Can you give me a really clear yes and no if Mark is going to get his permanent disability? Well, I feel like they're going to kind of try to fight it. Oh, he's had 5 hip surgeries. Oh, Jesus. Feels like they'll fight it, but that's kind of normal with the company that aren't just going to go, yeah, here, take this. We're just going to pay you to sit at home. So, like corporate kind of, well, it's almost, they're obligated to fight it kind of a thing. And you might have to have representation or something like that to speak on your behalf. Maybe union or something. I don't know where you work or anything like that. But there does look like there's this King of Swords energy that might have to step in and speak on your behalf. So that might be like a union rep or a lawyer or something. But in the end, I think it works out. Oh, he's a mechanic. It works out in his favor. So that's a lover. So it's like a partnership that happens. There may be just a little bit of resistance, but I feel like it works out. I don't know. I kind of get that feeling though that would they try to go to court or something? And get the energy. You might need somebody to stand up for you or to take your case or something like that. But in the end, it feels like it will work out. Um, but we're not at the thing yet. We still got a little bit more to go. There's probably some back and forth that happens. And they might even offer, oh, he's self-employed. All right. So then who would be paying his disability? Like just America? So he's not really working for a company. Yeah. So I don't really know how all that works. We're paid in. We pay in. Yeah. So I feel like you're going to have a representative. Maybe it's like a union rep or something. Something like that. That's not that unusual. Because a lot of times, excuse me, guys, they resist until you say stop, and then they go, oh, okay. I fell and broke my wrist and arm at the zoo, and I had to fight. I was at the zoo working, fell, but I still had to fight the whole time to get everything that was supposed to be mine to begin with. Yeah, I think it's all going to work out, kiddo, but I think there might be a little bit of falderal before. And if you have the option to get somebody to represent you, I'd go for it. Okay. Why am I coughing? So, Sage Burner said they were still here, right? Great. Thank you, my dear, for doing that. Um, Tiffany Henderson. And did I say Shelly D? So if any of those people answer. Uh, I know, T-Biles. It always feels like that. And Robert, I agree with that. Because, a few times in my job, I had to get a representation, like either union or, well, the union rep was always good because we were in the union. But, or just a lawyer if it was some kind of medical thing. And for one thing, the great thing about that is they do everything. You don't have to worry about it. It just takes an ease off your mind. Union reps are really good. Okay, Sage Burner. Now I took the question up. There it is. Sometimes my dog Tilda cries and I can't figure out why. Little Tilda, and that's a little kitty cat in your picture. Is she in pain? Are the cats bothering her, or is it something else? Hey Tilda, what's going on, baby? Baby girl. Little Tilders. Yeah, all these guys probably have some good advice. That's another good, fun, wonderful reason to have this big, loving family, is that we can reach out and help each other out about things that we've had experience with. Love it. Uh, what's wrong with Tilda? I don't really feel like it feels more communicative than, ow, I'm aching. Like, is it like whining or like crying out, Sage Burner? Like just whining? Like, just vocalizing? Hi, Kathy. Hi, Maria. Um, whining. Yeah. It feels like, well, first of all, I'm going to say, because it looks like you have cats. Oh, you said she has cats. Um, that she's very connected to you, Sage Burner. And it's like a telepathic connection she's got going on. So there's that. And it goes back and forth. She's always really aware of you. Um, so sometimes she's trying to get your attention. Like she might be mentally communicating, and then she tries to give you, make it a little more known out. So she does the vocalization. It's more like wanting you, kind of wanting you to be aware that she's, working with you. She has like service dog energy. Bye, Star Cat. Have a great Saturday. I'm about over anyway. She's nice and she's sweet and she puts up with the cats. Sometimes she might think sometimes they get more attention than she does, maybe in some little weird way. But she always wants, yeah, don't forget about me, don't forget about me, kind of a thing. She says, I am the, she likes to think of herself as like the alpha of the family, of the group, the boss. She stepped out in front of the cats. She also thinks she has the strongest spiritual connection with you. Empathy, I see and hear you. Look at that little face. She's very connected. She knows if you're not feeling great or if you're feeling a little out of balance. Sometimes I think she's just, well, maybe more attention. Yeah, I'd say that. But also kind of acknowledging that um, she's got your back and that she's there for you. She's almost, because I feel like she's talking to you when she does it. I say acknowledge her, tell her, oh, what a good girl. I appreciate that you do healing work with me because she gives me this companionship through thick and thin. Now, a lot of times we talk about the cats doing this kind of thing, but dogs do it too. And she's talking about that. Sometimes she gets a little bit jealous of the cats or it feels like they overstep their boundaries. And she thinks, no, what about me? So she gets a little, jealous that maybe you aren't acknowledging her. So if she's whining to you, go, what do you want? Are you talking to me? I love you. Acknowledge it, okay? Because that'll help. But I don't think she's in pain. I didn't get anything about that. It all feels like it kind of like acknowledge that she is the alpha, she's the boss, kind of. Sometimes the cats get a little too big for their britches, she thinks. Well, if I were you, Sage Burner, I would just talk to her more, even. Acknowledge her. Uh, you know, um, Maybe you just might make up a little song about her and sing it to her about how special and precious she is and how good she is to live with cats and to get along with them and all that kind of stuff. that sort of thing. I think she, oh, honey, I'm so happy. I think she has been working with you quite a bit recently. Have you been feeling okay? That doesn't even necessarily mean physical. It just might mean that you've been a little out of balance or feeling overwhelmed, something like that. But I do feel like she does energy work with you quite a bit. She's always tuned into you, Sage Burner. Look at this little face. Listening, pay close attention. She's got you. What is that? She's like, and don't get it twisted. I'm the one that helps. Very cute. Yeah, work is overwhelming. Yeah. And I think she tries to help balance you and stuff. She says the cats are a little frivolous and that she does some of the work. That's what she's telling me. Give her big hugs and kisses and tell her what a good girl she is. Okay. So, we're running out of time. Did I say anybody else? Sage Burner's gone. Shelly D. Is the Oompa Loompa regime not going to let Rosie O'Donnell back in the USA? Oh, I'd see him trying. Such a jerk. Let me see. Let's just pull a card on it. I saw that the Oompa Loompas, one of his biggest celebrity lovers, Roseanne Barr, turned against him finally. Of course, she's a lunatic, but if you can be that delusional and pull yourself out of it, I don't know. I think it's a good sign. Okay. But is he gonna? Yep. I think he's gonna try. But it's a personal vendetta. It has nothing to do with like anything that really he should be able to do, because the only reason would just be I don't like her. So I think he's going to try, or he'll say something. There's the old Ten of Swords, directed towards her. But it's unjust. It's not really, there's justice upside down. It's bullshit. Just personal vendetta, which I don't know why America all of a sudden thinks it's okay for a president to do that. Drives me crazy. But I don't think anybody will stand up to defend her or anything because it's upside down. This Knight of Swords. Is it a knight? Yeah, Knight of Swords. So that would be like maybe somebody coming to a rescue. I don't think right now because it's upside down. And as long as the devil is in the White House, Satan, the evil. But then what happens? It's temporary though. As soon as he's gone, a lot of things go back to normal. So then, he's going to try it. He'll do something to make her at least feel uncomfortable about coming. But once he's gone, they reverse these nasty lying, cheating, stealing things that he's put into place. And here's King of Wands. So that's a much more balanced person in control with an Ace of Wands. So bringing relief or being on her side. So it would be temporary. if he indeed manages. He's going to try, because she had the nerve to call him like she sees him. A little bit like me. He has no redeeming qualities. Okay. That's what we get on that one. Boy, I just don't like him a single bit. Not a single thing about him. Okay. Tiffany Henderson. Is this the last one, Marilyn? My sister Tracy passed in October 2024. Does she have a message for me? So not very long ago. Let's see here. Yeah. Okay. So Tracy passed in October. Tracy, did you want to pass a message on to your sister Tiffany? Right away, it feels like she's talking about children. Let me get there and see in case Tiffany's here. Wow, I got so far behind. Okay. Yes, the mail came. No, I didn't get anything. Thank you, Miss Mims. Did Tracy leave behind children? Hi, Tiffany. It's hard to know, but it doesn't feel like she was super old or anything. It feels like you might think she left before her time. Oh, yeah, 2 children. Yeah, that's the first thing she was like, my children, my children. Because it feels like we would think she was young. 53. Yeah, I would think that was young. Okay. Oh, 63. Yeah. Yeah, go the heck away. Um, Now, I know her kids aren't kids, but she's still like for you to look over, look on to them. Um, because I know they're grown up and everything, but she's still, that's something that she thinks about. I wonder if the kids get along. Is there, are we arguing or something over her, her passing? She feels like maybe the kids are fighting or arguing or something like that, or maybe not getting along as well as they could. It might have something to do with her or her passing. She don't really like that. She wished they wouldn't. Um, she loves them both equally. Gotcha about that. But what about your sister? Do you want me to pass something on to her? not unusual, but she's saying how she sees everything in a whole new light, a whole new perspective, sis. Um, and it's different than she thought. I'm going to say that. She said some of the things like, since she's been on the side, one of the things that you see is that sometimes you spend a lot of time worrying about stuff that it's just wasted time. She thinks that sometimes maybe she worried more than she needed to, or fretted and stuff like that. Again, her children were important to her. She wanted to be thought of as a good mom. Yeah. I feel like you're going to probably see her if you haven't already. Uh, Bye, sweetie. Go lay down and have a little rest. That's what I'm going to do when I'm done. Um, I do get the feeling that she'll visit you in your dreams, or you've already seen her there. I don't know if you remember your dreams, but she's back and forth there. She feels very connected to you. I mean, you probably had your regular, sisters being sisters, so there was ups and downs and things like that. But still, she loves you a lot. She's glad, she's happy you were her sister. She always wanted to be mom of the year. Yeah, I get that. I almost said something like that because of, where's that card that was screaming that at me? I didn't show it. This one. This is the old mom of the year card. And that's what I was thinking. She's really focused on being a good mom. She wanted to be a good mom. So I get that. Um, I don't know. I feel like the kids might be kids. I call them kids. I know they're adults. Might be being a little prickly with each other. Like I got a couple of things that look like we're arguing. We're um, not really getting along as well as we could. Oh, did I miss you, Catherine? I don't remember calling you, but I barely remember my name. So, I don't know if that's happening or not. Maybe you're not aware of it, but some kind of, she wishes they would stop. Mom liked me best, or something like that going on, which is a little weird. But she liked them equally. She didn't really, well, she liked them both for different reasons. They're very different. Um, so one might have seemed she's maybe favored a little bit, but she says, "But I liked you. I loved you both. Not like loved you both e- um, equally." Yeah, just see if they're not speaking or something. It seems like something's weird. I don't know if there was, a will, or like, did they inherit a house or something like that, or is their dad still here? Something in that realm. It seems like. All right, let's close with a little energy work for anybody that's left here. It says 150. I'm going to bring in one of the guides just for a short energy boost. Okay? For all you guys that hung out. You're welcome, Tiffany. I hope that helps. She feels really close to you, though, Tiffany. I hope you got that. Just glad you were her sister. Okay. Good afternoon. This is the one called Jesus. I wanted to step in today and just share a little bit of energy with all you beautiful people here gathered together on behalf of love and light. So I'd like for you to just imagine with me and go with me here for a moment. Close your eyes, put your focus into your third eye, into your forehead, and take a nice big breath. And for the next few moments, our focus and intention is on the energy that I'm bringing forward. So I'd like for you to imagine the top of your head. We're going to have like a sliding door there. It's going to slide open and asking light from the Creator. It's like an extra dose. You're always connected. You always have this light, but we're going to double dose you. Coming in through the head. It's bright white, but there's also golden flecks in the light. So it's like white with like gold glitter. It's coming flowing into the head. Good. We're going to just flood the third eye with it. So all up in the top of your head, your forehead, your brain, flooding it with this white light, the gold glitter flecks. Ah, ah, ah. Okay. Good. Now we're going to bring the light on down through the throat. We'll stop there for a moment. Just really filling up the whole throat chakra with this white, flecky light, white and gold. It goes out into the auric field. So not just limited to the physical body, but it goes out a bit of a distance away from the body. It's your energy field. Your truth, your words are just as important as anyone else's. It's okay for you to express your truth. Good. Let's move into the heart. So the energy flows into the heart center, fills all that up, the whole chest, and then it immediately wants to go outward in all directions, like it reaches out, sharing the light, the love, radiating out from the heart center. I am love. Love is me. We are one for all to see. Good. Let's bring the light into the solar plexus, so all around the navel. That's your creation center. That's where it etheric energy mixes with the physical energy and goes out for creation. So we want it to be really filled with this white light. A lot more gold energy comes in there. It loves to spin. So we're going to let the light spin here in the solar plexus. We'll go, just say it's going in a clockwise direction. It's like a wheel spinning, a spinning wheel in your gut, in your solar plexus, around your navel. Good. We'll move into the polarity chakra, so it's below the navel, above the groin. It's where we find balance between male and female energies. You're all meant to be really the best of both, of those, um, apparent two sides of creation, the giving and the receiving, and you use both, the goddess and the god, a balance and blend of both. It's not one or the other, or either or. It's a blend of both, a balance. Good. And we'll move into the root. So I'm going to bring that light into the groin area, the tailbone, but we're going to go on down the legs. We're going to go out the soles of the feet. So right in the center of both feet, and it goes kind of whooshing into the earth. So it's a pretty powerful energy, because now we've cleared the whole channel, and now this energy is just flowing through pretty rapidly. And we offer it to Mother Earth. It's that energy of love of God that's in non-physical form. We're offering it into the physical vehicle. So it's grounded into the earth. It's reflected in the earthly creation. You are a channel, so to speak, for the love of the Creator. It's what you're here to do. Bring it from the cosmos into the earth. And each of you doing it in your own way. Be willing to channel the light, the love of the Creator through your vehicle, just because you can. And when you consciously choose to do so, it makes all the difference in the world. All right, my friends, that looks really good. I like it. Everybody's all bright and white and shiny. Looks really good. Make sure some of that light's coming out of your hands. There it goes. You can freely offer it to others. It's up to them whether they receive it or not. All right. Thank you very much. I'll step aside. Oh, okay. Well, for those of you that hung out, I hope you enjoyed that. He came and he went. Now I'm a little out of it because my head went all woo. All right, guys. I love you all so much. Hope you have a great weekend and a great next week. I'll be on again on Monday doing animal readings. And that's all the news I have for you. I love you, a bushel and a peck, and a hug around the neck. Bye-bye, babies.